This is the Normal Nerds Podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff and whatever else feel like talking about. I'm your host, Maxwell Cercia.
And I'm your host who just loves some good villains, Dave Bates.
This episode, we're reviewing episode 3 and 4 of The Penguin. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds Podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo!
Penguin, we're reviewing it. We
Yeah,
said weekly.
buddy.
We're kind of getting weekly.
We're close. We're pretty much close. We're only we're technically 2 episodes behind right now, but like
Well, I mean,
we're
this
reviewing
week
right
would have
now.
been...
We're catching up to number 3.
Yes.
Right? This episode 3 came out. 4 came out.
It's 3 and 4, so.
3 and 4. 3 and
Yeah,
4. Yeah,
so
that's right.
this is the week of 4, and
Nice.
last week was the week of 3. But
Nice.
2 very good episodes as the series continues to kill it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
But let's
Left
go
and
over
right.
episode 3 first.
Right. This was
These
this was
two
Vic-
episodes are
yeah.
very different. So
Yeah, this was Vic's story, right? That was episode 3.
yes,
Yeah, that was a fantastic. Like, man, character development is out of control in this show. I thought they did Vic's backstory really, really well. And before we even get into it, this is one of those, we talked about this before. This is one of those shows where, like, I am a Christian, and I'm just like, he's such a great guy, you should choose the right path. But the entire time, I'm saying, like, fuck this bitch, get out of here, stay with the penguin the entire time.
Yeah, I would say this show succeeded so well. If you're a long-time listener to the podcast, you know me and Davis usually don't really have too much sympathy for villains and all
Yes.
this kind of stuff. And we're usually like, do the right thing, blah 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 blah. This is my first time ever where I'm like, no, Vic.
Do the wrong thing.
Like at the end of the episode, the Roni family shows up to like pretty much kill the penguin. Blah blah blah. We'll get to that in a second. But like, and then Vic's sitting there in the car. I was like, hit him, Vic. It's like
The entire time,
and I was
right?
like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with me?
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
like, whoa.
I'm like really like Vic is like the nicest person on the show.
And was the nicest guy, too. His family was awesome.
I know. First, that was a great start of the episode.
Yes.
I thought it was like taking place like after he already met up with the penguin at first,
Yes.
and then lo and behold, it's like how his family died from the Riddler. Piece of crap.
Horrible. And I think they did a lot better job showing this too, because like, remember in the Batman movie, like the flooding was bad, but it didn't look that bad. And it's, remember it was like they were in that for Superdome thing there for the major thing, and just the water was filling slowly and all that crap.
Yeah.
But like,
I
it
guess
was much
we-
cooler to see it get hit actually where it actually
Yeah, near the
areas it
edges.
actually hit.
Yeah.
Which is wild. That was
sucks.
his whole family's dead. That's
I know.
crazy.
It really sucks. So I was
It
like,
really
oh
sucked. Yeah,
my gosh.
his dad was nice. His mom was nice. His sister was awesome.
Shows you how bad Gotham is, really.
Gotham sucks.
Yeah.
But you know what's annoying part is that this is such an amazing family living like a diamond in the rough right here.
I know.
And then it got crushed by Gotham.
Yeah, and the whole thing of his dad's like, I don't need more than I already have because where we're from is bad. And
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And the penguin's like, nah, get more. You want more.
More. I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah. And the other thing I really, really liked about this episode, so, you know, his girl, Gabrielle, or Gabby, shows up, whatever. I think that's her name.
I don't remember.
She shows up to, you know, the penguin's pad, which immediately I was like, I love when the penguin's like, don't do anything stupid because I'll know. Like, but she shows up to the, like, you know, the penguin's pad and all that kind of stuff. And immediately she's got like a septum ring on. She kind of looks like Amber, like ish.
It's like, oh
I was
boy,
like,
here we go.
She was nothing like that.
Nope.
She was great.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
She was such a. How do these people exist in Gotham?
I know.
These people shouldn't exist in Gotham. I
Like,
was like, thank God she left.
You know, she's definitely still like, you know, that like, you know, freshman in college, like thinks they can, you know, save the world.
Change the world or something
type,
like that.
but like not overly aggressive. Like I remember when Vic's like, oh, you know, I think I gotta stay, blah blah blah, and she was like, oh, you shouldn't, but like, you know, I'm not gonna force you into anything.
Yeah.
She didn't make it out to be like Vic was like screwing her over.
No, not
Which
even
is, like,
remotely.
all I can think is just Amber from Invincible. I was like, Amber, you suck.
Yeah, Amber is the worst. Yeah, speaking of which, that show comes back in February.
Yes.
No breaks this time.
I know.
It was awesome.
Excited,
It was awesome,
excited.
yes. But anyways, yeah, no, she was great the entire time. Like, I don't know, every like, this is how I hate this. At every turn, I was hoping she was gonna be bad, like just so
really?
that Vic had more reason to stay.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah, I get what you
like
mean,
I was
yeah.
like, come on, but no, entire time she's like super nice, supportive, awesome, doesn't like,
Understanding.
isn't even mad that Vic like disappeared for a while, just happy he's alive. Sort of
Yeah,
situation.
that's true. Yeah, she was just
She was
happy.
pumped
it's
that he's like still kicking. All that
That's
stuff.
true. Yeah, she literally was just like she was just like she wasn't mad that he wasn't messenger. She was just worried.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, wow, I thought I was gonna hate this girl.
nope, she's amazing.
She's got a septum piercing. Immediately, that's a red flag. But
Damn you, Riddler!
I know,
You piece of shit.
ruining all the good people.
Ruining all the good people.
And then Vic's not really that good anymore, but still.
No, Vic is going villain mode. speaking of which, getting into all
Hey, that guy
like,
might not have died that he hit with his car, so he maybe just Batmaned him.
He might have, he might have just absolutely crippled him for the rest of his life.
Hey,
Yeah, it's very possible.
which is fine.
That's a Batman. The Batman would be fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
That'd be funny as shit. But what I want to get into, the plot is still super interesting with whatever's going on with this drug they have going on. They got this bliss thing that they're
cool.
rocking.
Yeah, that was cool. When the Penguin sees it, he's like, mushrooms? Are you serious? Like, come on. Blah, blah, blah,
I like the depth they're adding to it too. It's like this could have just been like, yeah, we got a new formula and it's really really good, and we put like baby's blood in it or something like that. Because it's some dumb general villain thing. It's like, no, it's like, nah, it's mushrooms, and it's like, I dig it. I like it. It's like the spores on the mushrooms.
Yeah, it's what they use in Arkham. I thought that was like, she figured it out because she had it and she saw what it did to like all these people, and she was like, well, let's use it.
Yeah,
I think that's so smart.
Facts.
And like the whole thing with the Triad too, that was really good.
That was interesting to see, like other crime organizations. It's a good mob show showing other crime organizations that were in Gotham at one point that got their teeth kicked in by the what is Sophia's last Falcones. So that was just good. Just getting good story and setup. I even loved the cop scene where Vic just bribed him. I'm just like, yes. This makes total sense. Gotham would have terrible corrupt cops. Let's go.
Yeah, like the Penguin's like, you gave it all to him.
Like, he was like, yeah, I did love
Vic. I like that scene though. Just Vic, like he's like, why do you have all this money? And then Vic looks at him. He's like, first of all, Vic Sutter. I don't know what it is. Great character. I know. It just adds to his character.
It adds so much, right?
And he's like, what money? I was like, what a great line.
I know, you're a genius, kiddo. I like his line at the beginning of the show. It's like, Penguin was like, hey, we're going to put you on this salary, always want more, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, how about $2,000? Like, hey, there you go. No.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like that. It's because you just love their dynamic, and it's just like, so they add that good, like that like little taste of sympathy for, the Penguin for a second when Vic says he wants to leave, and he's like scared he wasn't. The Penguin's like, I wasn't holding you hostage. Like, you could have left at any time. Is being with me so bad? Like, why does everyone...
I don't know, like, once again, with the backgrounds of the show, that felt so heartfelt to me, too.
No,
the entire time. Yeah.
Oh, he's 100%.
I kind of felt bad for the Penguin for a second.
That's what the whole goal was, yeah.
Oh, you just want a buddy right now.
That's all.
You definitely don't, but you do.
I mean, that was like also like Vic pointed it out when he's like, I can't leave because I'm part of the mob. He's like, but also I think like he just wants someone around.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And they're good together. So it's like that bathroom scene that hit me right in the heart there. It's like when he pulled out the gun, it's like, this is what it feels like to be around me. It's like, that stings. That stings.
I think Vic might die at the end of the show.
I can see that happening. I can see him dying because the Penguin betrays him.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I mean, he would.
If the Penguin just stays bad the entire time, if the Penguin stays the Penguin the entire time, I'll be happy. Mm-hmm. I need no character development on Oswald.
They did such a good job too with like, first of all, the whole thing of like how like she wants to be in charge and like doesn't want to see them as partners, blah blah, whatever, and the Penguin's like kind of letting it slide. But like in this episode, and then like when she's talking to the leader of the Triad and she gives that whole like speech of like pretty much like there's other buyers and all. It's a pretty badass speech on her part.
Yeah, it was great.
But when she goes outside and her and the Penguin have like the heart to heart, blah blah. I was like, all right. Penguin actually maybe does care about her a little bit. And then the whole situation with Vic, and Vic's like, what about Sophie? He's like, fuck her.
I was like, nice. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. That's what I like about the show is that like once again it's the Penguin against the world. Like he's going to come out on top without anyone else's help pretty much. And I got to keep remembering that with the show because like every time he starts building one of these relationships with the characters, like whether it was the Maronis and that one like that one goon guy that he killed in episode 2, or with Sophia, I'm just like, oh, look at that. He's building connections. Oh no, he betrayed them. Okay, all righty, moving on. I remember that. There's nobody. There's not a exactly. There's no one in this show that's not disposable to him, which is friggin-tastic.
Love the way like he dropped that guy's name. I can't remember his name, but the guy who's sleeping with Luca's wife. And he's just randomly dropped it, like, blah, blah, and they got Luca's wife to sleep with him. And
that was good.
When he called him the Penguin and he shoved the phone down his throat, I was like, don't kill him! Don't kill him! You need him still!
That was really good. And Sophia being there to help it all out,
she's killing it.
She is.
Obviously, we're about to have, like, a full deep dive on her, because that's the next episode.
Before we get into all that, though, so I really like the fact that actually, they split their characters apart, because, like I said, it's Penguin climbing the ladders and all that stuff, and I really just, like, she even demonstrated in this episode that she knows that it's all like she is her name is the power in the room essentially, and Oz doesn't have that. So it's very interesting to see him like now he really has to destroy all the families in order to become the the Penguin.
Yeah,
essentially.
he'll
So,
have to he's
I
in
think
a
it's great. I think
really
it's-
tight spot right now.
Yeah, he is. He's
He's
got
in a
everyone against him.
super tight spot right now because like the two big families both hate him.
Yeah, facts.
So.
So it'd be fascinating. So, anyways, that was a fantastic overall episode. But episode 4, I think, kicked its teeth in.
Episode 4 was so good. So obviously we find out when the Maroney showed up that the Penguin pretty much just caved to the Maronis right there in front of Sophia.
Yeah.
Which she immediately believed that he killed his her brother.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if she believed that immediately, but
Because she thought,
she thought it
as we
all
saw in
right.
the next episode, she thought it already.
But with this episode, I got worried at first.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they're gonna like woke Hollywood it, and they're gonna make it so like Sophia's not bad at all. Actually, really,
She's just framed by her daddy.
She's not actually
She's
crazy.
not really a bad person.
She's not a bad person. But then it was like only like I was thinking about that at like the first like 10 minutes. 'Cause I was like, I didn't realize this. But then I was like, oh wait, she's already killed people in the show.
Yes.
like she's already done bad things.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's like she's already still a bad person. But I thought they were gonna try and I thought they were gonna woke Hollywood us and try to make it like
I thought they
try
were
to make
at
her out to be like the goodest of the bad people or
Yeah.
something like that.
I think it was just it's the same thing with like the Penguin, kind of like where there's just scenes where you like sympathetic scenes with him.
Yeah.
But like you got that with her a little bit here, like
Yeah.
she, we'll get deep dive. I think what I love about this episode, before we deep dive into it, this is a prime example. Gotham either breaks you,
Yeah.
and you become a horrible murderous person, or you become the Batman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's how it goes.
You're like Harvey Dent, you're the golden child to Gotham broke you,
Yep.
or you have to persevere past it, which most people can't.
Yeah, that's very, really true. As being dope shit everyone in the show.
Vic.
Vic, yeah. What I'm really, or you just leave like Gabriella there, which
Gabriel.
no one ever does for some
I know.
reason. Just like, why? That's a great idea. Go to California. It's better. I promise you. I don't like California. It's better than Gotham. LA is a million times better than Gotham. Anyways, but
Go to Metropolis.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Metropolis. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good
Superman's there. No. Go to the Flash City.
point. Central City.
Yeah, go to Central City.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go where Superman is.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know, because you're like,
He can throw cars at me.
yeah, you can.
At people. He can throw my car.
Yeah, he can
That's
throw
a good point.
your
I didn't
car.
think about
He
that.
can throw your car into your apartment.
That's really a good
And then
point.
you're just like, I imagine in this world they haven't gotten to do. I imagine insurance is like there's hero insurance.
there better be.
I imagine there is.
Otherwise, people are just like. Otherwise, people will get rid of heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they cost them too much money.
But so this episode's great because not to like okay, so a lot of I guess the writer of the series, whatever, is a fan of the Long Halloween.
Oh, that's cool.
This has nothing to do with Long Halloween, the show. But if you remember from Long Halloween, Sophia Falcone is like, she's not really like the character in the show.
Okay.
She's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
She's more of a bruiser type, and she's called the Hangman because she hangs one person, cop, once a year, regardless. So they changed her character a little bit.
Yeah.
She's just as bad. Like she didn't have this.
She's still
you know.
evil. What I thought this episode. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Continue.
But the one thing I did like about this episode was like they made her out to be like at first, like she was like always good. But I kind of like this, like it's like yeah, she might have been okay, but this is the transition into why she's bad.
Yeah, exactly. I saw this episode as it was the destruction of the Hangman, but the creation of Sophia Falcone, because the mass murderer Hangman that was in the show didn't exist. But now we have something that arguably is 10 times worse, and that is Sophia herself.
Who is the Hangman in the comics?
In the comics, yes. In terms of this show, though, that she doesn't hold true to that.
Yeah, what I'm actually hoping for though would be kind of cool.
If she hung somebody? If she hung
No. That she actually did hang all those women.
That would be sick.
Like she was actually like
If she was actually a psycho, like an
that'd be
actual full-on psycho.
That'd be a fun plot
that would
twist
get me
later.
good,
Is like right now the episode made you feel for her, kind of like you're like, oh, she got framed by her dad, blah blah. But what if in reality, like she was actually fucking nuts,
a nutbag.
and she actually did all that, and
That'd be
her dad was like when she started talking to reporters, was like, I gotta fucking put her like that'd be kind of cool. Is like actually if she was nuts.
Yeah, if she was actually nuts and like all of her family wrote that stuff and meant it.
Yeah, and like she thought everyone was against her because she's nuts.
That'd be good.
Well, it's,
That'd
yeah,
be really, really good.
right. I was like,
that'd be awesome story writing.
yeah. Instead of like it'd be kind of weird. The only thing is like I'm fine with the storyline if that doesn't happen. It is weird that like he's like hanging women. I mean, this really doesn't really seem like his thing.
I don't know. Yeah,
As a mob boss, like he
Yeah,
just
it's kinda
hung
weird,
his
yeah.
wife for no reason. Then he's like hanging a bunch of prostitutes. I don't know. That doesn't really seem like his thing.
Yeah,
but he is a horrible person.
Yeah.
but
I mean,
it'd be way more interesting if that's what. Anyways, Regardless, love the portrayal of Arkham as always.
Yes. Oh, Arkham is the worst place ever. That thing that like for Magpie, great. That was awesome.
I knew it was a Batman villain. I had to Google it. She's just a jewel thief that steals jewels that look like birds.
Yeah.
But her character was great.
For like until she died. Yes.
That was brutal.
That was intense.
Yeah.
That was I didn't see that coming. I'm not gonna lie either. It's like, oh crap. Oh, this went 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
The beatdown scene too was pretty intense.
That was pretty intense.
When they had that thing that lady unlocked.
Yeah, and then she stabs herself with a fork a bunch of times. I was like,
"Cause Arkham's the worst."
It is the worst. I just like, it's so funny because like usually if like okay, completely honest, like we were watching a regular TV show about mob whatever, and then they portrayed like everyone in the prison system being awful, I would be like, of course they're gonna do that. Make out everyone in the prison system's awful, blah blah. But when it's Arkham, I'm like, no, they're all awful.
They are bad. They 100% are bad. You will just like case in point right in this episode, like. If like sticking to the current storyline they're giving us, Sophia walked in there a normal-ish person and walked out a psychopath.
Yeah, an absolute
that didn't fix her. It made her crazy.
Yeah,
and not a. I'd like show me. I know. I guess there is like technically a Harley Quinn storyline out there where she gets sober. Well, not sober. She's not. She goes to Arkham. To understand Arkham gets out and isn't crazy anymore, really, and tries to hit crack at society or some crap like that. I think that's an actual thing. But regardless, what Batman villain has gone to Arkham and gotten cured?
None.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like yeah, I like when Arkham is portrayed as like a holding cell.
Yes.
I know it's an insane asylum.
Yes.
That's really what it is.
Yes.
But I like when it's portrayed as a holding cell for all the villains.
Yes, because that's what it is. They never leave.
Well, I mean,
or should never leave.
I mean, they always leave.
Yeah, they always get out.
But like, what I love though is like this is a prime example of like to an extreme is like a lot of people always want like the prison system's number one job to be rehabilitation.
Yes.
Like, nerd erotic, whatever. Good for him. That's really good for him. They got rehabilitated and all that kind of stuff. But like, it's like its number one job is to keep those people away from us.
Yes.
And now we're times that by 1 billion.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of psychopaths
concentrating them all in one spot.
I would never even put the Joker in Arkham Asylum. Seems like a waste of time.
Oh, 1000%.
He's just gonna break them all out.
No, put him at the bottom of like. In the deepest, darkest sub basement of some Supermax prison.
Yeah. This is one of those things where like, Batman is amazing. He's more Catholic than us.
Yes.
Because he doesn't kill the Joker.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it'd be tempting. I'm not
If I wouldn't probably do it.
I'm gonna do it.
But
if I had to vote on it,
if I had to vote on it,
that'd be tough.
At least we'd be sitting in the back, like, be like, he should die.
Oh yeah. I would be there. It's like
we're the angry mob guys. Like
he did what to people?
Yeah.
What
we admitted this many times on the podcast. That's why we strive on we're the normal type. We're the angry mob people.
Yeah, we would be. Yeah, we'd be right there.
We are educated, and we make sure we look up our stuff before, like we spread.
We do best we can.
Spread misinformation.
Yeah.
But like I was really arguing with Eric. He's like, I feel like in the Salem witch trials, like I would have let them do it, but I would have been against it. I was like, would you have?
Would you have though?
Would you have?
Would you have though?
If you thought someone was using devil black magic, you're
in your hometown.
Yeah, you're like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm
now
fine with
you're against it, as we all are.
Yes, because now we have hindsight and history.
But I'm telling you right now, if I was at that time and they were like, this person's actually using devil black magic and sacrificing babies, I'm like, they gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm like, they're a witch.
That's send them back to hell.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Everyone acts like they would have had books and was like educated.
Everyone acts like TikTok would have been a thing back then. They get all the information from it.
90% of the people we know, I'll just say 90 because there could have been a random person off. 90% of the people we know personally, if they were alive that time, couldn't read.
Yeah, facts.
Including ourselves.
Yeah, 100%. We've been right there with the non-readers. It'd be nuts. Or if we were in Gotham and we found out that some guy, once upon a time tried poison the entire half the city just to maybe kill one psychopath that he didn't like down there. I would think maybe that guy probably shouldn't be aligned with.
Yeah. You know what? It'd be one of those things like, no, David.
It'd be so tough. If I was staring at the voting card, I'd be like, oh, man.
That's one of those things I was going to be like, I would be like, maybe God's vengeance and justice will come out, but we're supposed to pray for his soul to get better.
Yeah.
By finding Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Such a fine line.
Thank God we don't live in Gotham, so we don't need to make this decision.
Oh my goodness, yes, agreed. Terrible city.
But before we move on from the total segue away from the show. I mentioned on the podcast, but I love that line with the joke when he's talking to Lex Luthor, and he's like, "I'll kill the Superman for me," and he's like, "You can't even kill a mere mortal who wears Halloween outfits." And the Joker's like, "There's nothing mere about that mortal."
Yeah, that's true.
Great line.
That's true,
Whoever
yeah.
wrote that line is that meme of like the guy writing and fires all
Yeah,
around
that's
him.
a good one, too,
There's nothing
yeah.
mere about that mortal.
Same one. That one. He had another one, good one when in the Injustice when he said like,
yeah.
I want to play in easy mode for a little while. When
Superman-
he killed
Superman-
Superman, when he wrecked Superman's life.
Easily.
Yeah, he's like, no problem.
Because it's just a mind game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people that'll toss up with the Joker. It's like, well, he's not that strong. It's like, yeah, but he'll fuck up your mind.
Yeah, he'll break you.
And you can't break Batman's
He
mind.
broke
so.
his own psychiatrist, and like very easily too.
Yeah.
Although Harley Quinn might have been unhinged already. Who knows?
I don't know.
It depends on the storyline you go
Yeah.
with usually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But back to this episode. So yeah, her time at Arkham was like, I love the peeling of the walls. That sooner or later
That
turned
was
into
cool.
the room.
Yeah, showing her like her psychosis.
The show is directed so well.
It really is like out of control.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know, the way that the way they did the entire thing, showing her and Oz's relationship too was really great.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and you're just like the entire time, it's like, oh, he literally just betrayed the shit out of her the episode before. It's like, oh man, and then,
And, like,
and then
how
he
he-
betrays her in that episode too.
He did, but I did like how he didn't want her to get like arrested.
Yeah.
He was actually upset about that.
Yes, he was
You
not
could tell
happy
he was
with that.
that.
Yeah, he
Like
was
I
not,
think
yeah.
he just maybe, yeah, he did betray her, but I think I don't think he betrayed her in the level of like he thought she would get arrested, just like to get noticed. Like
Yeah,
she
I
said.
think that's what he's going for.
And the other thing too is like, let's get.
Like, I believe that speech he gave her at the end of episode 3, where it was like, I didn't think your dad was going to do this.
Yeah, I don't. And this episode showed it too. Like
Yeah.
he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" To those guys, he's like, "You can't do this." Blah blah. Blah. What I did like too was, so always looking out for her. Hopefully nothing's too woke or whatnot. I like how she has like a few digs of it. Like she's like, "Well, you can move faster than me because you have a dick."
Yeah.
Or she's like, "I'm tired of men controlling my life." Blah blah. Because that is like, it's not shoehorned in.
No, and that would exist in the mob.
Exactly. So like this is like, I'm like, once again, guys, if you want like fight this, because that's the mob is like a patriarchal society. If you want the fight the patriarchy, blah blah, make it organic.
Yeah.
Like that. Like when she said that, I was like, that's fucking true. I was like, yeah, fuck these guys. I was like, yeah, you got no shot, even though you're the daughter of the guy who ran the family.
Yep.
Who he liked apparently.
Apparently.
Unless she was crazy.
I wonder if I wonder if he wanted like my only thing I like that theory a lot because like it doesn't make a lot of sense that she would be the mobster boss unless she's like she didn't really did it it doesn't look like she did anything really bad before that and she was kind of like in terms of mobster boss kind of weak so like she did a lot of like nice stuff sort of thing
Yeah.
so it's like that's not a mob head. I know the brother was an absolute disaster but like so I wonder if she was actually doing really bad stuff, and that's what her dad was like. Oh, you're hard enough. You kill people like crazy. You'll be fine. So
Yeah, and also the reason too, Mark Strong, great job playing Falcone. Was when she was like, "I'm not saying you hung them, blah blah." You can see it. He just puts on a face of like almost confusion,
yeah.
like confusion and anger.
maybe,
Where
yeah.
he's just like, "What
Are you talking
talking
about?
about?"
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, because I think she's the one. Who,
She might actually be the hangman.
yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I
And
think
and
it
it
just-
was happening. Those girls were dying like what? Like it was one every year. They said right.
I don't know how often they said it was 10 girls.
It was 10 girls. I think they said.
I think it might have been 10. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, you're right about 10. I thought they.
If it was once a year, then it's definitely her.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
spoiler alert.
I
It's
was gonna have
definitely
to go
her.
check that. I don't remember if they said it or not.
In the comics, it's cops, but this is even funnier.
Yeah, this is
I mean, not funny. But
terrible.
Yeah. It's a little funny. But no, yeah, I like his iceberg lounge too, because that's like, I know like Oz is just a driver at the time, but technically Penguin's in charge of it. Yeah, the relationship was great. I did like his suit change just when he got noticed more.
That was nice.
And then the scene where she kills everyone is great.
The speech she had too was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You knew someone was coming too, and she was saying it's like, "What's gonna happen?" Pretty sure I knew she was gonna kill everybody, but like, "What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?" And then like, the gas. It's like, oh, that scene where she's walking through too was
Good
just
music.
spectacular. Every instance of it, and she kept the one guy alive. Whatever his name was,
I can't
Baldy.
remember. What?
Baldy.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's like Wits or Wickus or something. It's Vix. I can't remember.
yeah.
Wish
I don't remember that. But either way, that was like, whoa.
So halfway through the episode, not halfway, like 20 minutes in, when I was like, oh my god, they're gonna woke this and make it actually be like Sophia's actually good and she's actually against everyone and she's actually here to help the day, blah blah, because she's a woman, blah blah blah. Obviously, that's not what happened. But I was like, I gotta look this up before I fucking find out. Like in this hour-long episode, like 10-minute long episode,
Great.
in which worth it. There was like multiple articles that were upset that she killed people at the end.
Yeah!
Like they wanted her
Woo!
to like break the cycle and all
Go
that
against the grain,
and they were
baby.
like- it blew my mind. I was like, you don't get it.
No,
You don't.
They don't
get
though.
it. You
And
don't.
but it's maybe with this show, whoever created it is finally like, these people don't get it. Let's make it for the people that do.
Yeah, and that's why, like I said, I've been telling everyone to watch it because
Me too,
we
yeah.
need people to watch good TV shows, and it's 4 episodes in, 50% of the way through, and it's 9 level.
Man, it feels like I've already watched an entire season of the show too. I'm
It's so sad that it is only 8 episodes.
I know, but it's a masterpiece right now.
But
so.
it's one of those things. I feel like if it had a second season, meh.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what
Don't
they
need
would do. I don't know what they would do.
Don't need it.
I don't know what they would do.
But
So
I mean,
that's like, yeah.
I'm hoping it's having huge success. I'm seeing ads for it now everywhere. Does help. It doesn't help that I am watching MLB postseason, which thank you HBO for having the MLB postseason on your streaming service. So obviously you see a lot of Penguin ads because it's HBO.
Makes sense.
But right now it's just good TV.
Yeah.
Good villains.
Overall, great.
Good villains.
Great villains. I don't think there's
Oh, they were
any-
calling her like a protagonist. I was like, those articles are like, they gave us they're like, episode 4 shows us who the real protagonist is, and I was like, none of them.
No.
None of
No.
them. Batman
Batman
is the
Batman.
protagonist
Batman is.
in this show.
Yes.
He's not in it, but he's in it.
Yeah. Isn't it kind of crazy too? It's like the last 2 episodes, he's been in them, but the focus has shifted off of Penguin for the last 2 episodes. It's been still great storytelling.
Yeah,
he's been hanging around, but it was Vic the episode 3, and it was Sophia for this episode.
Yeah,
which
that's
is great.
where what I really liked about episode 4 was Vic. Yeah, Vic is great too. Is if they with this writing team and directors and everything like this, they could have made it work if it was just the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt in my mind, because they're clearly good writers. The addition of Sophia Falcone sent this show to like a next level.
Yeah.
Like them together is just like genius on their part.
Yeah.
You know, and it was
Yeah,
like,
I agree. It was spectacular. She's like the characters, all of them put together blend so well,
Mm-hmm.
and the whatever this showdown's about to be between Sophia and the Penguin, it's about to be amazing because it's 2 characters who, like, honestly, I mean, if I'm rooting for either of them, I'm rooting for both of them right now. Like, it'd be super. I don't know who. Like, I want the Penguin. But I want, like, when Sophia killed her family, I was like, good.
Yeah.
I like this happened.
Yeah,
this was
good.
awesome. Good
No,
for
no,
you.
yeah, no,
good
yeah,
for you,
yeah,
Sophia.
Yeah. If I'm around, I'm rooting for Vic.
Yeah. So I did something really bad.
No, it would be good if you died though. Sophia killed him.
When the Penguin then got back at her really good.
Yeah. But I'm rooting for the Penguin only because the Penguin is more of a recognizable villain. So
I mean, true. And
it makes more sense for him
and
to
he
be,
is the better character of the show.
and it makes more sense for him to be more powerful than
Yes,
Sophia
yeah,
Falcone.
yeah.
Who, in hindsight, Sophia Falcone is just kind of like. Eh.
Yeah, but they're making her something.
But
else
she's
on the show.
great, and once
This
again,
character is great.
this is what like now this actress is like a known actress, but she's not a known actress. That's how you cast these comic book
Yeah,
things.
and she's fucking killing the
She's
shit out of it.
killing it.
She's
And
so
the other thing they're
good.
doing too, God, I hate Woke Hollywood, and I'm so glad they're not part of it. First of all, this is how you make a girl boss.
Yeah.
Too, and guess what? She's still sexy.
Yeah.
That's
The
fine.
entire time. Yeah.
That's fine.
It's awesome.
Don't girls like looking sexy?
Yeah, I thought so.
This is what happens when you don't have a bunch of land whales fucking writing TV shows.
That's facts. Yeah, who is like, I need representation.
Too bad. And then we get Tomb Raider,
Yeah. Oh man, how sad is that one?
where the whole thing is like she's sexy.
I know. All the way back,
And
all the way,
smart.
all the way back to friggin' pointy boobs. Tomb Raider, way
Yep.
back when. So like,
Yep.
ridiculousness. Angelina Jolie was a way better Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie though, but yeah, she definitely was.
That movie, both of those movies, I think there's 2 of them. They were really
2
good.
of them?
I thought
Wow.
there was 2 of them. They were really good.
You know what's better
Yeah,
than
there's
that?
definitely 2 of
You know
them.
what's better than that?
What?
National Treasure.
That's true.
National Treasure is so good.
I watched it a while ago. It's not bad.
Oh, really?
It holds up perfectly.
Why
yeah.
did you watch it?
I think Emily wanted to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like,
Great
perfect
movie.
movie.
Dude.
It's awesome.
Great
Yeah,
movie.
Fantastic.
Well, it's like a history porn.
It really is. Yeah, buddy.
Especially American.
The
history
music in
porn.
it too is.
Yeah.
I forgot how good the score was. It's amazing.
But this show is just super good. I can't wait till we get to rate it at the end. It's definitely in the 9s right now.
Easily
Upper
right now.
nines, upper
Easily
nines.
upper 9s. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's pushing 9.7, 9.8 for me right now.
Just like, and you always forget it's Colin Farrell. The acting's incredible. I like how
Not a character you don't like either.
What?
Not a character you don't like either.
Yeah, like all the characters are
Even
good.
That,
Yeah.
even that annoying lady that tried to kill the Maroni that tried to kill him. I was like, oh, Well, I'm glad you didn't die. I like you still. So, I want to see you do more.
Didn't you kind of like, even like with Magpie, were you kind of like, you're gross and weird, but you're like, but I kind of like
I kind of like you. I kind of like you.
You seem like you're like, you know what? You seem like you'd be really helpful for Sophia's mental health.
Yeah, it seems like you would be a great friend for her to make over the course of the next 10
No,
Oh, you're dead.
you're
dead.
Oh, you're dead because you
whoops.
did nothing.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you literally did
Absolutely nothing.
Just wanted to be friends with her.
Yep, and that was it.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And that's another thing too, is that the show is nailing also, is they're showing like brutal scenes, but not too aggressively like boys level.
Yeah.
Where it's like brutal and you see blood and you're like, oh, and then it's like, but you get the brutality of it and you don't have to see the whole thing.
Exactly.
So there's no shock. They're not going off shock value. They're just like,
which is really good. I think
everyone
let's
needs to
get
watch
back.
the show. Everyone needs to watch the show.
I know. It's an amazing show. I can't wait.
There's no sex in it.
Right now, even though there has been prostitutes in it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about Vic's PTSD in episode 3.
Oh, yeah.
How good of a character development's that, too?
Yeah, because that one prostitute definitely wants to bang him.
Oh, hardcore, hardcore. But yeah, then he's like seeing explosions all
that
around
was
him.
Super cool.
That's nuts. Man, this show was written so well.
I know.
And like, they have like, and it's before we get, I know we're almost done, but like, they have like those, woke Hollywood's always about like the mental problems and like, making these mental problems so important in your life, blah, blah. But like now they're doing this, like Vic has actual mental issues. And they're fantastic to watch because they're written so well.
You feel for them.
And I feel like they match much better than shoehorning them in half the time that woke Hollywood does.
Yeah,
so it's great storytelling from it.
It comes down. You're right. They're like nailing his like PT. Yeah, that scene was incredible. That scene was incredible. Yeah. But this is like one of those things again. It's like they've been yelling at the fans that the fans don't want diversity, women in charge,
mental disorders.
But it's like. No, it's not that we don't want those. This show is like a prime example of this. It's not that we don't want those things. We just want them to be well written.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And a prime example of your mental health thing is like, they're like, oh, you don't want characters who have mental health problems. It's like, what is the biggest, I don't know, fantasy nerd book at the moment in, franchise going on right now?
That's true.
It's called the Stormlight Archives.
Yeah.
What's one of the big components of that book? Mental illness.
Yeah, that's true.
Kaladin's depressed as balls, and Shallan has multiple personality disorder.
Yep.
And you love the books.
Every single second.
Because, what is it? Oh, and Yasna's a badass bitch.
Yep, exactly.
Because they're written well.
That's
the thing.
Development.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, they think it's like, we don't want these things in the shows. It's like, no, you can put them in the shows. Mm-hmm. Just like I said earlier, Sophia fighting against a man-run world, it makes sense the way it's written into the show, and it's not. She doesn't bring it up every 2 goddamn seconds.
That's true.
She just brings it up when it's
relevant.
When it's relevant to bring it up, and it's just like I was like, good. This makes sense for her character.
Perfect, and
because she's well written.
And it's not the thing that she's fighting against either.
No,
it's like she's just like. Yes, it's an obstacle that she's clearly overcome already by killing everybody. But like, it's an obstacle, but it's not the whole reason she's fighting. Mm-hmm. Which it feels like in so many of these things, when you have your girl boss, the only thing she's really trying to fight is the patriarchy and shit. And
it was like in that one Batman show they made with that one chick. I don't even know one to watch the show, and they're like, "What do you mean the Batman suit's perfect?" She's like, "It will be once it fits a woman." It's like, why do you got to write that line?
Yeah, what was that? What was the point of that?
We don't need that.
That was weird. That was weird.
Also, don't shit on the bat suit.
Yes,
you're a Batman show.
Yeah, no, not really though. Not really.
Yeah, I know.
They're a woke show that stole Batman for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just like this is like it's just well written TV shows, well written things we show up for.
Exactly.
Like even the line where Falcone there, he's like, you know what, screw tradition. I mean, he's like, a lot of people aren't gonna be happy about it, but I'm gonna put you in charge. Blah blah. There's a million shows where like, if that wasn't like The Acolyte, I'd have been like, oh, because I'm like a classic that they're gonna bring this up. But in this show, I'm like, oh, everything else is so good. This makes sense for the character that's written. Like,
absolute complete sense.
Yeah. So it's just like, write good stuff,
and we'll watch it.
And this show is written well.
Yep.
Thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.